Leaving home without your dog is tough, but it's probably even worse for your canine companion. When you head out the front door and notice your dog following behind you, should you stop to say goodbye or just walk out? A 2018 study in the Journal of Veterinary Behavior suggests that petting your dog before heading out could be the best approach for your pup. It may even reduce anxiety levels in some canines, but not always. The study examined 10 dogs with no history of separation anxiety. Researchers placed each dog into one of two trials, one in which their owner petted them before leaving, and one in which they didn't. Afterward, the researchers measured changes in the canines' heart rates and the stress hormone cortisol. They discovered that petting decreased the dogs' heart rates and lowered stress levels for a short period after their owners' departures. This early research could help advance knowledge about how the human-animal bond affects our pets, especially dogs. There are some things to bear in mind, however. The research on this subject remains limited, and testing only 10 dogs is a very small sample size for a study. The study also focused on testing non-visible measures of stress rather than behavioral responses more commonly seen in separation anxiety, like constant barking or destroying your shelf of collectible plates. What the pilot study did prove was that more in-depth follow-up research is worthwhile. Further testing and research will be important in confirming or challenging these initial findings. That said, we do know a lot more about the wider benefits of petting your dog, and some of it isn't intuitive. While not all dogs like being petted, it's believed to be rewarding to most. Actions like pressing their head against your hands or showing you their belly are known as solicitation behaviors, meaning that your dog is seeking out your touch and attention. These are good indicators that petting can be a beneficial experience for canines as well as humans. And who could be surprised? Dogs are social animals, so a human's physical bond with their pup will usually have a positive effect on a canine's health and welfare. Of course, there's a flip side too, since this can also mean an increase in anxiety for some dogs, which might then lead to negative behaviors like separation anxiety.
I want my master.
This can become especially problematic when an owner tries to leave the house. If your dog suffers from separation anxiety, it might be best to consider options beyond just petting them when you head out. Exploring the findings from the 2018 petting study, Dr. Catherine Cronin writes, "If you think your dog has separation anxiety, you should talk to your vet and potentially a veterinary behaviorist about how to help your dog. For dogs without separation anxiety, petting dogs goodbye might actually keep them calmer while you're away." Ultimately, it's best to remember that all dogs are different and that the most appropriate course of action in any scenario is to do what's best for you and your dog. If your non-anxious pup seems to respond well to having a few snacks and a pet goodbye, then it could well be beneficial for them. If your canine experiences separation anxiety, though, it may be best to skip this ritual. Consider choosing a qualified dog trainer to help address any issues and keep your pooch comfortable.